As someone who enjoys expanding my knowledge and learning new things, you can imagine that reading is one of my ultimate pleasures. And if you're watching this, then I know that you're someone who strives to stretch yourself as well. So, without further ado, let's make like Ed Sheeran and dive right in. The most recent book I finished is called Sink or Swim by Sarah DeVoe. This is an excellent book aimed at informing future and current college students on how to create a lifestyle that does not burn a massive hole in your wallet and leave you weighed down by debt, or sink, as she refers to it as. Now, I must make a disclaimer about her style of writing, and while I am a fan of it, it may scare some people off at a first glance. Sarah DeVoe is a very straightforward writer. She gets straight to the point and neglects to sugarcoat anything. Now, this isn't to say that she is at all negative. She just doesn't say that something is easy and effortless if the task at hand is challenging and difficult. An example of this would be the title of the first chapter in the book, which is called Welcome to the Worst Years of Your Life. Or another chapter in the book titled You're a Student, You Don't Get a Life. While these titles are conspicuous, do not let them discourage you, as there's great context in these chapters. Now, I found this book in my school library, and when I began reading it, it really opened my eyes to the fact that even though we can all do the math that if it costs us $20,000 to go off to school each year, at the end of a 4-year program we'll have roughly $80,000 in debt, many students don't realize that even though it's a large chunk of money, there are ways and methods of ensuring that you spend a minimal amount of money on only the requirements in school, make money during a part-time job while in school, and then graduate with little or even zero debt. I found this book intriguing because it was the first time that I was really exposed to the reality that when you monitor your spending, integrate certain lifestyle and financial skills into your life, and make the right decisions, that anyone can minimize their graduation debt and even graduate debt-free if they work really hard. I think any student going off to school in the future, or already in school, should read this book to get a better perspective on the situation, as well as anyone in general who wishes to learn how to save a little more money. Now, the book highlights things such as many common mistakes students make, contributing factors many students aren't aware of when they go off to school, the most popular struggles students find themselves encountering while in school, and the worst spending habits that many young adults adopt during the first few years alone in school with little to no financial guidance. Along with identifying these factors that can be the difference between you drowning in debt and things going swimmingly, DeVoe gives you healthy alternatives that offer solutions to these problems as well as helping you avoid making big mistakes altogether. For example, I never knew that some students go into massive debt because they take the money that they receive as grants or loans from the bank and spend it on luxury items like cars or expensive clothing, while others unload all of their money at bars on campus and expensive dining and entertainment. And while I myself would never consider spending my grant and loan money on things like a new car or expensive clothes, I've learned some useful tips like only bringing a certain amount of cash to the bar and leaving the rest in my dorm room so that I only spend a certain amount of money on scotch and pool, as well as a ton of cheap but just as reliable entertainment options that don't set my money on fire right before my eyes. The main areas the book covers are everyday struggles of college students, scholarship resources, techniques for writing essays and applying, the broad range of scholarships that are usually untouched, working part-time while in school, living in residence versus off-campus, student consumerism tendencies and how to avoid them, cheaper ways of obtaining necessities like food and clothing through your school years, the distinctive ways students blatantly throw away their money in education such as partying non-stop or skipping class to go to the bar, and ways to keep everything in moderation are also explained. The main ideas captured in this read are: 1. There are many distractions that can lead you away from intelligent financial decisions through school. 2. Living the expensive life that you can't afford isn't always the most fun and appealing life to live. And 3. Your decisions and actions will determine the outcome of your financial state after graduation. So, if you're a person who wants to go off to school with knowledge on how to maintain your money, graduate with little or no debt, and or learn financial skills and insight that you will find useful beyond the school years of your life, or if you're a Jedi Padawan trying to save up for a new lightsaber, I highly recommend this book. I believe going off to post-secondary school is one of the biggest, most challenging, scary decisions of our lives, but it should be a very fun experience for us. Hopefully you guys will learn some things in this book that'll help you have a more enjoyable and memorable experience at school. If you guys do read this book, let me know what you think in the comments below, or if you read another financial guidance book that you found useful as well. If you liked this video, think my hair looks funny today, or thought my Star Wars joke was lame, hit that thumbs up button on the way up. For more reviews on books like this one and videos on productivity and effectiveness, subscribe to my channel by clicking right here.